Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash, Apostle Rakar. I'm back through the grace of the Lord with another video. Excuse me. And this video, right, is going to be entitled The Missiles. The Missiles. Okay. Hey, man, like I said, the thing in the previous video, what I said, we in the time now where we got to be pushing the prophecies, just pushing those prophecies, man. The previous video, I know I was going into the, the history, and I just try to interwove that until now, as I always quote Ecclesiastes 1:9, right? The thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. Meaning everything comes back. Yeah, people come back, but even kingdoms, excuse me, kingdoms come back. Like the Roman Empire, it came back. It came back in the form of America. This is the new modern day Roman Empire. But the only difference with America, this is them other wicked kingdoms back as well. They all wrapped into one. This time, what Yahweh Shem Yahushai did was he just rolled them all up like a burrito. Ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Babylon. This is definitely Babylon. Ancient Egypt. You dig? Ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah as well, but it's mixed in with all those other wicked kingdoms. So this right here, America is like a burrito. You know what I mean? That really, well, a dual video. Missiles, burrito. See, but that's why the missiles, we need those missiles. Remember in, what's that? Excuse me, Isaiah 9:5, I believe it is, where it talks about how the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And the scroll goes back to that mushroom cloud, like when the missiles hit, because we've seen images, these devils, they've tested out the nuclear missiles. Well, they started off, they used it on the Japanese, on the Ammonites back during World War II. And it wasn't even as highly technologized as what they got now. You know, the atom bomb. You know, we learned all about that shit when we was in shit. I learned about that really. They go into that, like by the time you get into junior high school, they go into that junior high school, the atom bomb, because it was during World War II when Esau, of course, was fighting Esau. America was fighting against the Nazis, but we were also fighting against Japan, right? The Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor, so they was mad about that because the Japanese caught him out there. They caught him napping, caught him sleeping. Right? You know, and them other nations, man, they some hardcore warriors, bro. Them Ammonites, because they were going by that old Bushido code, the Bushido code, the code of the samurai. Samurais were just the top warriors of Japan. You know, and they had their swords, man, their shurikens and stuff, and they would die. A samurai, he gave a code of honor. They went by a code of honor. Them Ammonites, they created their little systems and stuff, and their codes of honor, their things that they was doing. If you defeated a samurai said, if you defeat me in battle, well, you could die, but if something happened or whatever, I'll kill myself. You know, so them dudes, kamikaze. They were kamikaze warriors, man. So them dudes, man, it take balls. These Edomites, these devils, they always like to call somebody a coward. Which we know. Look, man, we still gonna stick with that. That was bullshit. The so-called, the September 11th thing, the 9/11 thing. They said them Ishmaelites, they crashed planes into the buildings, which we still think that's BS, bullshit. But according to what we know, that's what happened, right? Them terrorists, them Ishmaelites, they crashed the planes into the buildings, killed all them people. But them Arabs will do that. Them Arabs will do that. They other ones. Moab is like that too. Them Arabs, they'll run up in a place with bombs strapped to them and blow shit up, and blow themselves up, and they know they're gonna die, but in their mind they're convinced in the spirit, but they're not lying, they right. I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna take my enemies out with me, and I will be in paradise with Allah. But in the way they right, Allah means power. So no matter who, what, even the other nations, when they die, they go into the spirit world too, right along with us, and we all go to the same place. And they're not being tormented, and like the earth. When they come back in the earth, that's when the torment comes. You see, my father was in Vietnam, man. My dad used to tell me stories about how they used to send their children in with grenades into the GI camp. They'll send little kids to come running in with grenades taped to their hands and run in there, and then the grenades will go and blow up, try to kill as many GI soldiers as they could. These other nations, they on some other shit. They on some warrior shit, man. Yemen is the same way, right? So in World War II, when you had the attack on Pearl Harbor, they took them, like those planes, I forget what they call them, B-52 bombers. I mean, they were shooting too. They were shooting and those bullets from the plane, but they were shooting, tearing shit up. But in the ultimate, they actually used the plane itself as a weapon, and with this crashing those planes into in Hawaii over there, Pearl Harbor. That's in Hawaii. Boom, boom. They were just like, hey man, crashing the planes right into those ships. Those big ships, Navy ships, and this boom. Hey man, they caused a lot of damage and death that day. They caught Esau napping. You see what I mean? So basically, these other nations, man, they on some other shit. They don't care, man. They'll like, hey man, or whoever they warring against, even if they warring against each other or other nations. But Esau, everybody wants a piece of Esau, man. But the missiles is going to be the ultimate thing. But then them Edomites were mad. Getting back to my original point, Ammon did that, right? So then what happened? Esau was already working on the bombs, on the atomic bomb, nuclear fusion, all that good stuff. So basically, they dropped the bomb. They dropped the bomb on Ammon, the Japanese, and even then, because they had films of it, and plus they've been testing it for years, right? They drop it, boom, when they drop those nuclear bombs, a big what's called a mushroom, when the bomb hits ground zero, wherever the target was, this big mushroom cloud comes out. And it looks like as if you had an ancient scroll, right, rolled together. And from the side, it looks like that. And the scripture said that. There's another scripture where it says, and the heavens shall be like a scroll rolled together. So that's talking about, so look, man, the ancient prophets, they saw visions of the nuclear missiles, those missiles. That's going to be end game, man. You see what I mean? And even Esau knew that the elites know there's going to be a nuclear war, and there's nothing to stop it. And that's going to be World War III, which we already in. We know that. Esau, the elites, that's why they're trying to do what they got to do, but then they got so many demons on them. That's why we have so many of those satellites. That's the only reason these Edomites send them. The astronauts are up there right now, some Russian astronauts. They send them up there because they're trying to, that's in Obadiah, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. They're trying to go back to the 80s when Ronald Reagan was the president. That whole Star Wars program. They think they're going to defeat Yahweh Shai and the angels, man, which they're not. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be dealt away with, man, in 1 hour. You understand what I'm saying? So the missiles are a beautiful thing. Apostle Tahar said that years ago. He said, you know what, man? The missiles is a beautiful thing, man. So those missiles, man, we looking for those missiles. That's going to be and that's going to clean away all this garbage. Fire is a purification agent, man. So this place got to be cleansed, man. It was I did a video yesterday, I believe, on the flood or the day before. Now it's going to be by fire. You dig? So with that, I'm going to wrap it up, man. I just wanted to make that quick point. I didn't want to be too long. And I say shalom to you brothers of a hopeful elect. I pray that the video was edifying, man. I say shalom.